For the Ffws champions, the Falcons are here to crash the house party they weren't invited to before stealing the show with the first back-to-back booyah.
ฟอลคอนมาแล้วครับ
Ffws Divine bagged 19 eliminations in Game 3, farming P Esports and Hotshot for points.
Most of Ffws Divine's players just perished to the blue zone.
Before the play zone devours them. In the end, the booyah goes back into the hand of Thailand.
Thailand #1
He's going to be made into a sandwich by the end of this. Lao Ho, gun down, BRU on the board with their own back-to-back booyah.
Thailand is taking no prisoners. The first 4 games went to Team Falcons, and Buriram getting consecutive booyahs. The first time a region gets back-to-back in the FFWX.
18 Deer is still rushing on. Tatsuya in hand, and Mahal beats him to it. There goes RRQ for a back-to-back, and 3 back-to-backs in one day is something else.
RRQ defend their homeland. The King of Kings remind Falcons and Buriram that they are in Indonesia right now. With yet another back-to-back booyah to end Thailand's winning streak.
Jangan lupa RRQ masih di sini ya.
A day packed with back-to-back domination from Southeast Asia. Buriram United Esports shatters records with an incredible 123 points in a single day. With only 1 day left in the knockout stage, who will rise into the top 12 and who will crumble at the edge of elimination?
Welcome back, survivors! This is the final day of the knockout stage, Free Fire World Series. Alright, this is the final day of the knockout stage, Free Fire World Series Global Finals 2025, live from Jakarta, Indonesia.
This is it, the final push before the grand finals. For some, today means momentum, but for others, it is survival.
And that is exactly the theme of today, the last light. Because for a few teams, this really is it. Your last chance to shine before darkness closes in.
For others, it is about form checks and fine-tuning, staying sharp before the big stage.
But for the ones at the edge, it is the age of elimination. No more second chances. Either you make the cut or your journey has to end today.
And to kickstart the last day of the knockout stage, let's check on the team where there are rivals, equals, or stories that are still being written.
Let's start with the classic, East versus West. Indonesia's pride carrying the home crowd's hope. RRQ Kazu against the reigning world champions from Brazil, chasing history once again, Ffws.
Then we turn to a new rivalry, Latam versus Thailand. The rising strong from Latin America, Movistar R7, facing All Gamers Global, representing Thailand, who once defeated them in the Clash Squad quiz stage.
Up next, looking to redeem their fire, WAG against the MEA representatives who are determined to finish. Clear Vision Esports.
2 teams who may be out of contention, but not out of fight. From Pakistan, Hotshot Esport alongside Bangladesh, Redcliffe, both ready to end their journey on their own terms.
A clash at the border of qualification. Vietnam's powerhouse Heavy versus Brazil's E1. Both looking for a strong start today to secure a spot inside the top 12.
And finally, the last battle on the edge, the hometown heroes, Ffws Divine, faced off against Novel Legion from Latam, both tied in points, both clinging to one last spark of hope.
Now the fire is fading and only the strongest spark will survive.
This is the last stand before the grand finals, the final battle for a place among the elite.
This is the last light! Casters, it is time to crush doubts and burn bright. Take it away, good luck!
স্বাগতম বাংলাদেশ, স্বাগতম জানাই আপনাদেরকে ফ্রি ফায়ার ওয়ার্ল্ড সিরিজ গ্লোবাল ফাইনালস 2025 এর আজকের আরেকটি নতুন দিনে। এমন একটি দিন যেখানে কিনা আসলে সিদ্ধান্ত নিতে হবে, নির্ধারিত হবে কিছু দলের স্বপ্ন পূরণ, কিছু দলের স্বপ্ন ভঙ্গন, এবং সেই দিনে আসলে আজকের দিনে স্বাগতম জানাবো। কাসাডিস ক্যামি রয়েছে ইফাজ রহমানের ক্যাফার, এই সঙ্গে রয়েছে আরেকজন দুর্দান্ত পার্সন নুসরাত অন এয়ার। ওয়েলকাম টু দ্য স্ট্রিম আপু।
হ্যালো সার্ভাইভার্স এবং সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি ফ্রি ফায়ার ওয়ার্ল্ড সিরিজ 2025 এর আজকে নকআউট স্টেজের লাস্ট ডেটে। যেমনটি ইফাজ বললো, আমি নুসরাত অন এয়ার আছি আপনাদের সাথে, এবং আপনাদের সাথে রয়েছে আইএফআর এইস। এন্ড আজকের দিনে একদম শেষের এই ফাইটগুলো কিন্তু আপনাদের কান অব্দি আমরা পৌঁছে দেব। এই 12টি দল যারা আজকের দিনে লড়বে তাদের মধ্যে কিন্তু এই জায়গা থেকে 12টি দল সুনিশ্চিত হবে। যারা গতকালকে গ্রুপগুলোতে খেলে চলে গিয়েছে তারাও কিন্তু মুখিয়ে থাকবে আজকে দিনটার জন্য, কারা আসলে ঠিক কতটা পয়েন্ট সংগ্রহ করতে পারে, কে কাকে এই জায়গাটাতে রিপ্লেস করে, সেই কাঙ্ক্ষিত 12টি পজিশন আসলে কাদের দখলে যায়।
আসলে সেই চিন্তা ভাবনা আজকে করতে হবে, সেই ক্যালকুলেশন সমীকরণ মিলাতে হবে অনেক দলকে। তবে ক্লিফের জন্য সুযোগ রয়ে যাচ্ছে, তবে সুযোগগুলোকে যদি কাজে লাগানো যায়, আপু যদি একটা মিরাকেলস কিছু হয়ে যায় তবেই সম্ভব হতে পারে বলে আমি মনে করি। অ্যান্ড এই সাইড থেকে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি আপাতত আমাদের আজকের দিনের ওভারঅল স্ট্যান্ডিংস, যেখানে সবার উপরে রয়েছে থাইল্যান্ডের গর্ব, থাইল্যান্ডের পাওয়ার হাউস, that is none other than Buriram United Esports, 339 total points, and for second position রয়েছে আমাদের জন্য কিন্তু ব্রাজিল থেকে টিম সলিড একটা পারফরম্যান্স তারা দিয়েছেন 313 পয়েন্টস দিয়ে, and থার্ড পজিশনে 40 পয়েন্টস এর গ্যাপ নিয়ে কিন্তু থাকবেন পি স্পোর্টস উইথ 273 টোটাল পয়েন্টস।
একদম এর পরবর্তীতে কিন্তু আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি আর কিউ রয়েছে, যারা আজকে দিনে খেলার সুযোগ পাচ্ছে 6টি ম্যাচ। যদিও টপ 3-তে থাকা টিমগুলোর কিন্তু ম্যাচেসগুলো শেষ, আর কিউ কাজও অবভিয়াসলি ট্রাই করবে টপ 3 পজিশন গ্র্যাব করার। অন্যদিকে টিম ফ্যালকনস, তারা তাদের সবগুলো ম্যাচ খেলে ফেলেছেন 256 পয়েন্ট নিয়ে #5-এ থাকবেন এইজি গ্লোবাল, যাদেরকে আজকের দিনটাতে আমরা খেলতে দেখব। তারা কিন্তু এই মুহূর্তে রয়েছে #6-এ উইথ 248 পয়েন্ট। ফ্লুক্সো তারাও কিন্তু আজকের দিনে খেলবেন আরো 6টি ম্যাচ, 242 পয়েন্টস নিয়ে #7-এ রয়েছে, followed by GOW, Movistar, E1, Haiti, Nova Legion, Ffws, Divine, Redhawks and others.
And আমরা সবার নিচে দেখতে পাচ্ছি হটশট স্পোর্টস, এদেরকে 65 পয়েন্টস নিয়ে রাইজ করতে হবে, আরেকটা বার উঠে আসতে হবে, উত্থান করতে
that will be able to do it based on the average of their day. But let's take a look onto the game schedule for today. We're going to start it off in Limbo, Purgatory, game number 1, followed by Alpine, Nextera, Bermuda, Kalahari, and ending in Solara.
The complete opposite of what we saw yesterday, where we had to start with Solara and then we end with Purgatory. But today we kind of flipped that script, right? But I think the crux is so still the same. We put these teams in quite a roller coaster ride. You play open maps and then we kind of cram them into tight spaces and see how they play around it. Purgatory was quite a challenge for teams that aren't really used to rotations, and teams that usually rotate late struggle when they cannot get the timing right. Now we see if they have adapted to it after playing Purgatory yesterday.
Yeah, let's see though if that change in terms of order for the maps would also change their approach for this day, because again, some teams or a lot of teams will be chasing for that top 12, and everyone from this specific group of Group B and C would be moving along with this unless they don't make any point for any of those games. And I did point it out that the group would be playing, or the teams that will be playing, is coming from Group B and C, and here are the teams that is involved in today's battle. We have Clear Vision, we have Ffws Divine, Hot Shots, Nova Legion, Redcliffe, RRQ Kazu, Team Fluxo, Movistar R7, Heavy, AG Global, E1 Sports, and WAG.
Some of these teams have locked in their slots in top 12. Some of these teams have officially been eliminated from contention, but they still have a chance to really shake up the standings and make life hard for everyone else. And we've seen teams like Redcliffe, the Nova Legion, I think even Hotshot yesterday showed us some great flashes of brilliance. Hotshot taking down BRU in a fair 4v4. Redcliffe stopping PE Sports and Ffws Divine in the tracks in earlier rounds. And I now look forward to see them do that again today, especially when you have some teams like Ffws and Nova Legion who want to make top 12.
Yeah, let's see though who will be playing into this game. And Little Bird did tell us that some would be taking it easy right now, or I don't know if that's taking it easy or probably just a different approach. But as we look into Clear Vision, the team that really needs a lot in terms of performing for today. This team goes with Ffws Divine. I mean, being in the hometown, playing, we're not seeing that energy coming from Indonesia just yet being gathered by
Yes.
the team. But we
আর
also
আজকে
have
14তে মেবি 15তে চলে যাবে আজকে
Nova Legion and this mix. So Nova Legion, Ffws Divine,
কেউ আসে না কেন
Thai,
পাবলিক
and
প্লেসে কেউ
still
আসবে তো
looking it
কি
out.
And it's pretty rare to see only two Indonesian teams in the
ভাই,
knockout
আরএসকে
stage. We saw
নিজের দেশে
Evo's
পুরো
Divine,
বাঘ
and
আর
now the
অন্য
other one is
জায়গায়
RQ
গেলে
Kazu, who are leaps and bounds ahead
এটাই
in terms of
বাংলাদেশের
performance,
সব জায়গাতে একই
based on the numbers. But we also talk about how Redcliffe from
মানে নিজের
Bangladesh has been
দেশে
showing us
পুরো
some
বাঘ আর
glimpses
অন্য
of
কোনো
brilliance, right? They have some very good concepts. They just
ব্যাপার
need
না
to polish a little
কিছু
bit.
করার নাই
And then
এবার
we have the
অনেক
giants from
অনেক
Brazil
খারাপ
and
খেলছে
Mexico,
এর আগের বারই অনেক ভালো
and
খেলছে
Movie Star R7,
কি বলো
who
ভাই
have in
মিয়া
their own way brought the
দুই দিন তাও একটু একটু পারফরমেন্স দিছে এর আগের বার তো শুধু মাইরি খেয়েছে খেলছে কই
and they have both worked out in battle
বলে কি
royale.
ছেলে
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they do have the prestige. They have gunned down the giants from Southeast Asia as well. Speaking of Southeast Asia, we have 3 in this lineup right now. We have Heavy, AG Global, and WAG joining them on sports. And I really love
না ভাই এত ইজি না ভাই কি বলে বুইয়া নাকি ব্যাক টু ব্যাক দুই তিনটা করবে এই লবিতে
are having trouble.
এই লবিতে
They are one of, I was like, the famous
এতগুলা বুইয়া করা
in Vietnam, and how they're looking at for the first few
Too
days,
much stuff.
especially for the first week of the knockout stage, is really thin. It is not what we expected.
বাট যাই হোক
from
দেখি কতটুকু করতে পারে
WAG, but it's a good thing that
হয়তো
their team from
পয়েন্টই বের করতে
Vietnam
পারে নাই
has moved up already. So there you have it. The teams and the players.
ওয়াও
were getting
ইভোস আজকে
ready at
কোয়ালিফাই করে
this
ফেলবে
point to start off
কালকে যেই
final
খ্যাপ
stage
ছিল
of the
ভাই
knockout
সিরিয়াস
And all bets are off, right? This is full on tension.
ইভোস আছিল
Can Cameron
13তে মেবি
Evo's Divine
13 কি 14তে
really need to make these
বাট এখন
finals
খেপা
count
শুরু করছে
now. They have
গতকালকে
already
থেকে
completed phase 1. We talked about it yesterday. The benchmark that they need to clear, an average of 75 points will put them in the bare minimum, but 80 and above points will be a comfort zone, and they scored a flat 80. So today, it doesn't get any easier, but at least it puts them on par with Nova Legion, and all they need is to either exceed Nova Legion in points, and on top of that, if they can get a booyah or two, that would at least make them safe when a tiebreaker does happen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking at the numbers, the averages of the team, it seems like Ffws Divine, Nova Legion rather, has a better average. But that pop off from yesterday really was the game changer for Ffws Divine at this point. Not for sure if this is part of their script or there's really some struggle, especially as this is the first global finals for the Wonder Kid, and for some other teams, they will be coming here just ready, prepared for whatever they saw when they were champions in EWC.
Pretty crazy thought now that you say it out loud, right? The first global finals for Russia, but the actual first finals was at the EWC 2025.
Yeah.
We have our predictions on the screen. Some shared teams, RQ Kazu being the common denominator, but everything else is slightly different. I'm looking at Fluxo and AG Global to really put up a show like they have in the knockout stage, and you have Movie Star R7 and Heavy.
Yeah, Movistar R7, I mean, they are a threat to a lot of Southeast Asia, and there's a lot of Southeast Asian teams right here. And that's one thing that I'm looking forward to Movistar R7. Not only will show for today, but also on the grand finals if and when they qualify. And for Heavy, I mean, coming from Southeast Asia Fall, they've shown up a different brilliance in their gameplay, and I'm loving it right now. So hopefully they will be showing it right now, though they're not that much in trouble, but they're also very close to that 12th spot.
আরে একটা টিম বাংলাদেশ থেকে দাও কোন রকম যদি যাইতে পারতো ফাইনালে
To move up
তাহলে
even
একটু
higher
শান্তি লাগতো
from those who are trying to chase them.
বাট হয়ে উঠলো না
Again, Fluxo, now that they're back in the arena with AG Global, it It's going to put some of our theories
Hot
from
shot তো
yesterday
বাদ
to
পড়ে
the
যাবে,
test.
তাই না?
We kind of posed the
হ্যাঁ
question
হটশট তো আগেই বাত ও 18 নম্বর টিম কিভাবে আসবে ভাই
slugfest is going to repeat today, right? When you have teams in the same circle, you know, like
Hotshot 18
halfway through the
number,
game, then we
Red
get like
Thieves,
5-6 teams
16
duking it
number,
out. Let's see when we have aggressive teams like AGL and Fluxo in the lobby, is that going to still be the case, or will teams slow down a bit?
And let's see if they will slow down. And right now we're going to go in for a rumor crusher and find out what two teams in contention have to say about each other and themselves, because this is one thing that we're looking forward to see. So let's bring it on.
For some, the war needs to continue. For others, it could be the last chance to burn bright.
Porque venimos muy confiados, venimos de salir campeones de Latinoamérica y sabemos que tenemos para dar mucho más.
Sigan comentando hater, le vamos a caer la boca. Hari terakhir, kesempatan terakhir, ini saatnya kita membuktikan. Kita bakal perbaikin semuanya. Kita ingin kita lebih maju dan improve.
Two of the fiercest teams in the tournament, striving to end the knockout stage with a bang.
Nova Legion আর ইবোস রে দেখাই
Two teams, same points, one goal, and that is to enter top 12. Vivos Divine and Nova Legion are on the same
Nova Legion রে টার্গেট করে
path,
পিটাবে আজকে ইবোস বা অন্য টিমটা
enough,
দেখবা
they are also sitting in the same column on the stage. with
ইবোস তো
Nova
যাবেই
Legion
কালকে যা
right
খেলা দিছে
behind
ভাই
them. It's
ইবোস
gonna be crunch
যাবে
time.
এটা
The only
দুইরা
tiebreaker
নিছে
difference is that Nova Legion have a Booyah and
বাহ,
Evos
প্লেন আটকে
Divine
আছে।
have not achieved any. But we did talk about this before the show, Neptune. We were talking about numbers, and you said that on average points acquisition, Evos Divine have a pretty good chance of making top 12.
Yeah, I mean, they have a good chance of making top 12. We've seen them not only in this, but also in the previous competition. It's just that it was slow from the early part. So hopefully this is where they pop off. And yesterday was just the starter, the fire starter for Evos Divine. Because, like, we know that this is the target for the team to be able to go in and qualify and get as much point as possible. But, well, we'll have to see. But right now, for both of the team that we just pointed out, the goal is to take down Go. So, or Cow at this point. 238 points or 239 is what they need to achieve right now. Be able to take down the team that is patiently waiting and praying to not be relegated away from the grand finals.
63 points is the bare minimum. 64 is security, and this is what these two teams are looking for. I mean, there is a chance. There is a chance that after the final 6 rounds, that both of them qualify and knock GOW out of contention, and that would be a permutation that we can look forward to as well. But again, that one a lot more circumstantial, a lot more situational, depending on how these teams perform in the opening 2-3 rounds of the final day. But aside from that, at least one of them, I guess, based on calculations, should be able to make it through.
Now, let's see though if that is something that they can follow, or probably they have different thing in mind. But well, for both teams, I'm looking forward to them really perform. For RRQ, they're not really stressed at all. They are safe, I believe, based on how they performed, especially double booyah from yesterday.
ওরাই কি বল ফ্যালকন রে টিকেট দেখা দিছিল ব্যাক যাওয়ার
Is what we have right now, but there we have it.
কি হয়
I think this is on.
ফার্স্ট ম্যাচ
Neither
পরগটরি
heaven nor hell will be saving a team who will be dropping off the edge of elimination as we jump in to Purgatory.
Round number 1 out of the final 6 rounds is underway, and no better way to throw these teams into the deep end by starting on Purgatory. We also kind of went through kind of the drop zones and how the teams would want to approach this kind of map. At least from yesterday, a lot of teams are a lot safer in terms of their
লেটস সি কি হয় আর সি কই নামতাছে
they go for very hard reads, but
এখনো নামে নাই, নামটাছে ওই যে।
Anyone is going to switch it up a little bit, right? We know that Evo's Divine loves to go Brasilia. They usually stay in the center, the big island.
গেছে আরসিং গেছে, ফ্লুক্সুর লাগে ল্যান্ডিং করলে গেছে।
Hotshot also loves that lumber mill, but because this lobby doesn't have Team Falcons in it, there's a lot more space on the southern side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, compared to what we seen yesterday, the southern part is where everyone has been.
Imagine সবার আগে আরসির টিমটাই ওয়াইপ আউট হয়।
So let's see though, we have RQ right now already up, and a little bit of insight for RQ for 18 Deer. He has averaged 3.7 per game, and despite only playing 3 games, he did more and helped the team grab 2 Booyahs. But more, seems like Flexo has more to worry about. Hope right now, well, not the only hope, but one of the hope for Redcliffe to be able to get elimination, but unfortunately, Evil confirmed. There goes Pops, the support of the team, not only taking down Hope, but also picking up Butsin.
Thankfully, there is backup in, because if Butsin goes down, that would be quite a start for Fluxo, who loves to play on the edges of the map, like the early drop zones in the more classical maps like Purgatory and Bermuda have been focused around just starting off safe. In this case, we see Prox and Mount Villa, but they like to make those circle 3, circle 4 rotations. And we've seen teams like AGAL put that to a stop, at least at EWC, and AGAL also coincidentally are in this lobby. So there is a chance that that similar situation might happen. It's also worth pointing out that Prox is starting for the team instead of GU this time.
Yeah, I mean, Prox right now, well, almost being taken down by Rex, but I love how Prox uses skill to be able to prevent Rex on putting up a Google. Now, let's see if that is something that they can repeat and probably take a few players from Redcliffe. But for Hotshots, another team that is at the bottom of our leaderboard, being taken down by No Legion, and this is what they need to get away from, that tie between them and Ffws Divine as of right now moving away from the rest of the teams, just to make sure that they will not be hit by any of those throwables and preparing their own Glue Melter, a little bit off, but there goes the rest, and here comes Cluzo, Floki, as well as the Bass for the push.
Oh, Hana turns to Wukong, turns into a patch of bush. Still ends up going down, but was able to buy a bit of time action though on Sadly, getting blasted by Lopez. So this should be it for Hotshot. First team to get wiped out. Nova Legion loves these openings, but Evil's Divine, they will have to work a bit harder now that direct competitor have gotten a 4-point hit start.
Yeah, I mean, one team out, and their Flames has gone out. Now, let's see for the rest of the teams where they are heading. Speaking of Ffws Divine, Rasia being taken down by Movistar R7. They're not out of the game just yet. Only one elimination from R7, but the rest of the teams there is in the horizon. And as you can see in the map as well, they are backing away. Now, looking at the trajectory of the launch pad, it seems like they are going in, probably from the gunshots coming from WHEs, trying to shoot down Ffws Divine, or just to beat Evos on that approach if they are trying to head into a vending machine. But no, the alternative would be to move away, get to the river, probably cross this, and find a different spot to revive Rasia.
They want to go for the hard read. They could go for the Rimnam village take. Circle is going down south, which seems to be the case right now, looking at the trajectory. Quickly gets rid of hacks. WAG was a team that I feel like there were a lot of hopes coming into global finals from the fall season, but sadly hasn't really delivered on that. Don't have a chance to make it the top 12, but they can still make a difference in this final day. We saw Evos losing 2 members to WAG, and R7 also decided that WAG is a threat. PLS1 is out.
Lido, I mean, PLS1 out, and they will need to revive him. Now, in a bit, we're going to see Clear Vision, who is currently chasing R7 through the lightning zone. And let's see if they'll be able to get away, probably get elimination. But unknown to Clear Vision, there's a few players from behind that might be able to go in for the backstab. Turbo and Games King. There goes a U-turn. Probe for the shot, but unfortunately doesn't make or doesn't land any of those. Now, they have the high ground, good vision, clear vision against R7, as well as the binocular being used, spotting how many is in the area, but I don't think they will be pushing carelessly. They need to be careful right now, despite of them having trouble to get into the top 12, they still are a threat for those trying to chase for points.
Take your eyes off of some of these players out there. These teams that are just disregarded and not being a contender. That's where mistakes usually happen. Right now for Clear Vision, they wanted to make a rotation, but sadly it was held back by R7. It could be the undoing, and it could be the good news for R7 to take a couple of points for themselves. Sharon has Game Skins pinned down. WAG against Evo's Divine continues to unfold off screen too. X4 against Kochu will be that 1v1. Ray comes in to try and provide backup. X4 holding on his round pretty well. Kochu now in a 1v1, trapped in the glue wall. The Steffi is deployed and ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. T-Quay with a good Winchester, but Ray turns 180 and takes down T-Quay. Evo's Divine is the one that comes out on top.
Yeah, Evo's Divine, well, a potential 3 elimination after those has been confirmed. And, well, let's see though, if they can still hunt for a few more of WAG. Make that one more of WAG. But speaking of hunt, Nova Legion right now, after hunting some of the Tigers, which is Hotshots, now heading to RRQ. Abe and 18 Deer. Now let's see if the Clutch Kid will be able to do it once again. Already under the push, but the glue wall stops him. Connected with that electrotherapy. They seems like a strong duo, but they have to back away. Cluso is down.
The Cassie is the one that went down first. The retire rhythm committed. Lopez doesn't really get the trade in. 18 Deer by doubled up. And we've been talking about the backup is perfect, and RQ Kazu puts it to work. And unfortunately for Nova Legion, this could be where round 1 ends for the Sebas. Trying to hold back the Kingdom, but they storm through the front doors and Nova Legion out in 11th.
Yeah, Nova Legion, I mean, despite of them getting the first few points, they will be out of contention and giving way for Evos to be able to get more. And their target would be Movistar R7 Turbo, hitting the Turbo to move away, but no heal is being done. He cannot stop. He tried to get to the tower, but Cold Shield hits him with a Winchester for the win.
That's 4 eliminations, essentially tying them up in terms of points with Nova Legion at this point of time, but the fact that Nova Legion has already been eliminated means that Evos will definitely pull ahead by the end of this round unless they get wiped out right after this. Still, Circle going down south, and that's why we saw Evos. They make that read early on to skirt around the coastline. I thought they would consider a Rimnam Village take, or at least, not Rimnam Village, at least they would consider the Brazilian golf course take. But I think at the end of the day, it's still pretty fine because they did have a very slow start to the round. So, gonna take some of their losses, go far away from the stage zone, loot up, and then take a vehicle back.
Yeah, well, see though, I mean, they do have vehicle. The target right now for Evos is to get to that vending machine first before anyone from R7 beats them to it and revive 2 of their teammates. But for Fluxo, no worries for them. They usually stay onto the edge. This has been like a consistent tactic. Not only for Fluxo, but also most of the top dogs. They stay in the edge, be quiet, but comparing to some of the days, they've seen some of those teams that they can bring down. So another team that they might have sights on is Redcliffe right now, who will be heading in, probably crossing that bridge, but from behind. It seems like we also have a view of us like WAG and RRQ, but heavy staying into the harbor. Let's see if they will be caught off guard by RQ.
And the fishing hut on the low ground usually is quite inconspicuous if teams aren't actively looking for it, and how the circle is. RQ Kazu don't see it as a necessity yet. If it shifts to the northern side and there is a need to potentially cross that river or hold the coastline, and RQ Kazu will have to fight heavy for it. They do find themselves some good loot here, so Deuce gets to do some shopping and making sure that RRQ will be ready for the next encounter. Last we checked on the radar, not much teams are on the southern side of the map for now, so they should be pretty clear cut for some of these rotations.
Placido, now he was divine. Taking and putting in so much damage onto Clear Vision that they couldn't recover. A lot of knockdowns happening already, a lot of red being brought in by Evo's Divine. So I guess this is it. This is where they really farm for points, but Still no one down just yet. There goes the jump and a reversal that has been done. But Rasia saves them by bringing down Zach. But the pickup is also being done. Now, Clear Vision has a clear-cut way to eliminate the entirety, if not most, of Evil's Divine.
That's just not good enough from Evos. Russia bailed them out, but you can't always rely on these kind of maneuvers. I mean, Clear Vision, good on them. The response was very prompt. Two of the members got knocked down. They were able to manage to pick up and instantly stop the aggression from Evos, who probably felt that they could take that fight. Russia almost bailed them out, but without any confirmation, Evos are the one that ended up on the losing end. With only 2 members left alive and 11 minutes in, there really isn't much time for them to pack up and, regain that arsenal for the late game.
Well, let's see if they'll be able to get a few more looks in there. And once they revive, they will be ending up far away from the couple of players that was left from Evos. Now for Heavy, a jump from Fluxo and a potential backstab. Mufasa got hit. Butterson also will be reversed, but they took each other out. There goes 2 players from both sides, and Prox will try with a Charge Buster to charge in, but Mufasa is already up. And Alan trying to go for the push and Butterson for the valiant dash, but didn't hit anyone, and Prox going down. Buddhism would follow, and Heavy is still alive, bringing heavy damage to most of Fluxo.
And Bobs did not like that at all. He had that grenade launcher in the hand, but he also took himself out. So there was a net negative trade at the end, with Heavy coming out on top with 3 eliminations, and MT7 being the only survivor in the blue zone. The circle shifting further and further away from him. No vehicles and only a launch pad to work with. Going to be a Hail Mary attempt. MT7 will have a lot of work ahead of him. Right into the nest of the kingdom. This could be the end for MT7.
Yeah, I mean, he could have chosen to get into that vending machine, but unfortunately, he meets up with a Bice M590. Now, RQ is still focused on some of the teams who are across that river, and there goes the Cryo Mine. A little bit too late, though, to be able to confirm those players from WAG, but valiant effort in using that skill. Now, RQ 5 elimination, they do have a launch pad to play with, but on the other side, we have Clear Vision once again going against Evo's Divine, and Nade hit coming from Eunice. Now, pickup will be done. There goes the glue UAV. The rest of Evo's Divine seems like faltering is what they will be doing for the rest of game number 1.
Great stuff from Eunice. Kochi was really trying to hold them back while the revives come through. Evos just brought the full team back, and then they're down to 2 again. Good. Getting revived very, very quickly. The rest of RQ can play under the bridge, but not for long. We'll have to make that rotation. AG will see this happening as they are on the high ground. E1 can also contribute to the downfall of RQ. The Skylar Riptide Rhythm making life incredibly complicated. With the glue wall melters on top, Abai will need some help. But Baros did get knocked down. They pick it back up in time. The good time turner to keep it safe and secure as the Riptide Rhythm expires from RQ Kazu. A 4-on-4 is about to break out, Neptune.
Yeah, RQ and AG Global. AG, we didn't see so much of them, but 18 Deer has faltered, so their frontliners already down. It seems like a Bay either to decide to go for the pick up or just back away. Saifa, though, is not stopping and putting so much of pressure. A Bay jumps in, but Saifa turns around. That full 180 with a M590 managed to bring him down. But Genoy is down, not really being focused on picking up. And AG Global's 3-player will not be back in play, and it seems like AG Global will be out in 8.
What a call from RQ Kazu. They tell Ma'ao that stop shooting from long range, get in the fight. Ma'ao shows up and instantly just steamrolls through AG Global, and that's one of the qualities we are looking for sniper players to get up close and personal when needed. James King takes out Probe, Movie Star R7. But to clean out Clear Vision, but Clear Vision have been having a hot day so far, and that flame gets extinguished in the hands of R7. 8 eliminations for them and counting.
Well, feeling the heat, only 6 teams left. make that 5 teams left after another team has been taken out, and seems like Heavy would be the next in front of E1 Sports, who we haven't seen that much, but we know that they put up so much of pressure from afar. The elimination already for them and hunting for a lion, which is Mufasa, and Mufasa goes down from 59's Drogon, and Kabi will not be that cute anymore at this point when he gets taken down by the full squad of E1 Sports.
About to run into 1v4 with RQ. Basically watching it go down. E1. Now Heavy. 4 teams remain. Both the Indonesians are still in it. Evo's Divine somehow hung on with just 1 remaining member and none. He's out. So Evo's ends up getting eliminated in 4th place. So some decent placement points on top of a little bit of scraps of what they've gotten earlier on. But RQ Kazu now is going to start suffering. Bit tonight taking out Duz. RQ really don't have much space to work with.
Yeah, I mean, there's not so much of cover for them as well. And it seems like it is RRQ who will be able to take down R7. Duz with a god nade for the 3. And Flaming Glory awaits. Who's going to bring home the trophy? Would it be the East or the West? RRQ or E1? Here comes RRQ, confident that they'll be able to push through, and Lion would be in the front lines, and Duz and Nade Deer for the push.
And Duz Clutch Jeans runs out as he eats a nade himself. And RQ Kazu on the last legs, but out in a 1v4, and it's just not winnable. E1 Esports off to a great start with that booyah.
Yeah, definitely a great start with the booyah, and that adds up to the one that they already have in this game, and also move themselves a little bit higher into the leaderboard. A team from Brazil, E1 Sport, for the first game of today, and good showing not only for E1 Sport but everyone else. But it's up to how it is going to and show up into the numbers, because we pointed out earlier from before the game started that a lot of teams will be chasing for that threshold, for that cut line of 239. But have they gotten closer to reach that, especially for Evos and Nova Legion?
I mean, Nova Legion definitely will be slightly behind Evos, but Evos didn't make too much of a headway with how that round panned out. It was quite a tough one, but I would say GOW will be sweating after this round 1, right? Barring RQ Kazu, Rainbow 7, they were 7 points. They needed 8 points to overtake GOW. I'm pretty sure they had that 8 points already. E1 Esports needed 32 points. They just got a booyah. So one more good round, and GOW is going to be overtaken by 2 teams and be down in the 10th spot. So it's getting a bit dicey, but E1 Esports, they have shown such composure in game 1, and I mean, they truly deserve this win.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we didn't see them from most half of that game, and again, that is one of the most tactic coming from the top dogs, and E1 Sports is one of them right now. Now let's take a peek on that booyah shot. There's already 2 down, 3 down for RRQ, and Maal's the only remaining. Stepping outside of the blue increases the damage he receives and secures E1 for that booyah. And what an amazing first game right here, Husky, because a lot, especially for those trying to farm points, has managed to do so, but is that enough?
Yeah, I would say that if they keep this up 100%, right, even Evo's Divine yesterday showed us that they can have a slow start, but when round 3-4 rolls around, they start racking up just double-digit eliminations, almost breaking into the 20s in terms of takedowns. So Evo's, not going to count them out just yet, but I would say that E1, Nova Legion, Clear Vision even have shown us a very solid round 1.
Yeah, well, let's see though on what the result of that game is as we take a look onto game standings and who is gathering themselves points to get closer to top 12 by the end of the day. It is RRQ beating E1 Sports after the number of elimination that they have with 15 and 9 in the placement, and they are followed by the 21 points that E1 has. Movistar R7, well, following the order that they are 3rd, and after that devastating nade coming from Duz, they could have gotten a few more. Clear Vision 11 points, Evo's Divine 11 points, very far away from Nova Legion as they break away from that tie.
Very good stuff from these teams. RQ Kazu, no booyah, no problem. They were incredibly aggressive the entire round. You know, like the difference between Nova Legion and Evil's Divine is now
8.530 ক্রমান্বয়ে।
Yep, and Evil's Divine 11 and Nova Legion only 5 পয়েন্টের লিড কিন্তু এবার Evil's এর কাছে এসে পড়েছে। দ্যাট মিন্স একটা বড় চান্স কিন্তু থাকবে এই মুহূর্তে এন্ড Nova Legions এর এই ফাইটটা লুক অ্যাট 18 ডিয়ার এন্ড আবে যেন আসলে প্লেয়ার্সদেরকে খুঁজে মারা চেইজের উপর চেইজিং চলেছে এন্ড এই জায়গাতে RRQ দের ফিনিশেস ছিল। RRQ আজকে ফাইটস গুলো চমৎকার ছিল আপু ওভারঅল যদি আমরা বলি এন্ড এই সাইডে আসলে রিভাইভের যে প্রচেষ্টা তিনটা প্লেয়ার মিলে ডার্জে গ্রেনেড যায় তিনটা প্লেয়ারকে চোখের পলকে বিদায় দেওয়া ভিতিনের এই সাইড আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছিলাম গ্রেড গিয়েছিল এন্ড সেখানে ফিনিশ কিন্তু এসেছিল। লাস্ট ব্রেক এলিমিনেট করাটা এতটাও আসলে কষ্টসাধ্য ছিল না প্লেয়ারদের তরফ থেকে এন্ড ইভোলস এর ব্যাপারে বলছিলাম আপু 175 এন্ড অলসো নোভা লিজিয়ন তাদের 175 বাট এই ম্যাচে পরে 186 ফর ইভোলস এন্ড 780 for our Noble Legion. তো বলা চলে যে এই সাইড থেকে ইভোলসরা একটা ধাপ কিন্তু উপরে উঠে আসবেন।
একদম, এবং উপরে তো উঠে আসতেই হবে তাদের আজকের দিনে। ওই যে বললাম যে আমাদের টাইটেল ক্রাশড আউট বার্ন রাইট আফটার ফিফা ওয়ার্ল্ড সিরিজ সাউথ ইস্ট এশিয়া এর পরবর্তী থেকে কিন্তু খুবই আমি বলবো যে এই জায়গাটিতে নিজেদের অবস্থান নিয়ে খুব টানাপোড়েন এবং ডাউটস ক্রিয়েট হয়েছে ইভোসদের জন্য। সো অবভিয়াসলি তাদের ফাইনালিস্ট হিসেবে নিজেদেরকে রাখতেই হবে, নিজেদের ডাউটসগুলোকে ইনিশিয়ালি বা প্রাইমারি স্টেজে ক্র্যাশ করার জন্য। আফটার অল তারা স্পোর্টস ওয়ার্ল্ড কাপ চ্যাম্পিয়ন ইভোস, সো প্রত্যেকেই চায় তাদের কাছ থেকে একটা ভালো পারফরমেন্স। বাট এই মুহূর্তে আমাদের গেমের হিরো প্রিভিয়াস ফার্স্ট ম্যাচের যারা ছিলেন VT9, VT XP লায়ন অ্যান্ড Ffws। মোস্ট ভ্যালুয়েবল প্লেয়ার হিসেবে Ffws-কে দেখা যাবে স্কাইলার ইউজ করেন অ্যাজ আ স্নাইপার প্লেয়ার, টিমকে পারফেক্ট একটা ব্যাকআপ যেটা দেওয়া দরকার সেটাই দেয়। বাট আই থিঙ্ক VT9 অ্যান্ড VT XP পারফেক্ট কম্বিনেশন ফর বম্বিং অ্যান্ড হচ্ছে অ্যাটাকিং। আমি বলবো যে অ্যাগ্রেসিভ গেম প্লের জন্য বা অ্যাগ্রেসিভের গেমের জন্য VT XP তার M79 তার প্রত্যেকটা গ্রেনেড তার প্রত্যেকটা থ্রোবলস এত বেশি পারফেক্ট অ্যান্ড সি দ্য ড্যামেজ 2087 অ্যান্ড তিনি